Hello everyone, it's John from DoubleSleeved here, and we are going to be doing some drafting with John. It's become somewhat of a thing, and by that I mean it's something I do and post to the internet. We're going for a premiere draft of Core 2021 today. I just about have the gems for it, so I could do with doing well today in order to get some more gems back. We didn't have a great time last time, spoiler alert. We tried to do something a little bit different with the old red-green, and well, let's just say it wasn't wholly successful. But we're back at it, and we're going to give this a better go. Now, I've heard a lot that people aren't playing 2021 draft, and judging by this time it's taking for this to fill up, I don't know why. I think it's a great format. I'm really enjoying it. I think there's loads of replayability on it. I can just spit everywhere. Okie dokie then. So we've got one of these guys. Can only block a flyer. You can tap some spirits. I mean, it's not a bad card. Kite Sail Freebooters, pretty good black card. Not sure about Havoc Jester, not bothered by any of those, not bothered by Steward. Ooh, everything's a bit rubbish, really. And Tome Anima. The only thing I'm concerned about is not a lot of other blue cards in this pack. That's not a reason not to take it. Do I prefer Kite Sail Freebooter? You know, I think I actually do. But I've not played with Shacklegeist, so we might go blue-white flyers. There's another cheeky little flyer down there. Yeah, we'll give that a bash. We'll Shacklegeist it out. Okay. So what are we seeing here? We've got this dual land, a bit early for that. Gourmand, not the biggest fan. Unless you're really heavily sacrificed. Haze is okay. It's okay. Furious Rise is very specific. Could have done with my last deck. Valorous Steed, meh. I feel like Rousing Reed's pretty good, especially if we're going to try and potentially go in the flying direction. There isn't really anything else we are ignoring. So we'll just stick on colour and hope that we get some stuff to make fly. Clearly everyone's having the same kind of conundrum and not able to pick a card. It's worth saying I've yet again not plugged my internet in like a fool. In fact, I could probably do that in about 30 seconds whilst we're waiting for another pack. Didn't even take 30 seconds, did it? Okay, so whoever's picking from these cards is completely ignoring lots of things. So, good card, very good card. I haven't seen a lot of black that I've liked, but I have seen some white. I almost feel like Tempered Veteran is pretty good, but it's better. I think Selfless Savior is the card. I knew I would lose connection, but we should be fine because I plugged my thingy into the thingy. Yeah, that's right. That's the technical IT reasoning. Yeah, so I think Selfless Savior is the one. I mean, that's pretty good. That's on trend here. I mean, there's a lot of black being passed around, though. We have to highlight that. There's nothing that's like crazy. If there was another Grasp of Darkness, I'd be tempted. Goblin Wizardry is good, and we could still go in that direction, but I think for what we're doing at the moment, we're going flyers, so I'm happy to take the Shacklegeist. Now, that, at this stage, could be a really interesting card. There's the obvious Concordia Pegasus, but I almost feel like that could be a more interesting direction. We're not really missing much. Frantic Inventory we have already seen one of. But I just think we go a little bit, you know. Ooh, key. White feels pretty open. I mean, I like Warden of the Woods. But green is such a popular colour for some reason. Don't like Secure the Scene very much. Prefer the tappy, whatever it's called, one. Destroy target tapped creature. Or even, arguably, Legion's Judgment. But I just think there's better things out there. So I think we're going to go Anointed Chorister and be able to kind of double up. Now, Celestial Enforcer could also work. Look at me saying green is like heavily prized. But I feel like Lofty's and I, with what we're doing, we're going to have the flyers. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 flyers. That's tempting. It's not a Sanctum of the all deck. I mean, no one wants to take that. We could go Celestial Enforcer. I don't hate it. I'm not overly bothered. Would Celestial Enforcer make our deck? Possibly. I think we need to just stake the land. So this was our original pack. Both of these cards came through. I think we go Sky Scanner, get the flyer out, gives us a bit of card draw. Take the land just in case. I mean, it's not a problem to take it. It's unlikely we're going to go red. I don't think these cards matter at all. So I'm happy to just have cards coming my way. Again, not really relevant. And what comes in the last pack? A mountain. Right, let's see what we got here. I mean, it's a pretty clear Tide Skimmer here. I don't really see anything else we want, so we're just gonna bag it. Okay, so some more things to consider. Green's getting something. Green, red. I like the Pegasus, although the tutelage, it's a bit like we haven't really got the chance to do what we want to do with the tutelage. You know, we're drawing a card there, some cards there, and that's about it. So I feel like just keeping the flyers going, keeping that aerial evasion. You know, I'm not mad about this. We need a little bit more source maybe early on, but we've got plenty of time to get some more bits and bobs. Okay, so it doesn't. Basri's Solidarity isn't like amazing in a deck like this any more than it is amazing in any deck that kind of contains white. You know, the Blightfang is like telling me that black is just annoyingly potentially open, but it, you know, when you look at what else we've got around here, there's nothing else, and I'll happily give everything a little 1/1 counter. So that was the other card we could be looking at, but I can't help but say, if we just bash out a Watchdog and we rousing read it, it's flying vigilance 3/3. I don't see that being a bad thing. And look, we've got ourselves our Legion's Judgment anyway, which we may or may not play. Now, this is depressing, That is a very good card. Is it too late to go into black? I mean, we're pretty in both white and... I'll take another Cove. I'll take another Lofty Denial. We may not run 2. I mean, I'll take Secure the Scene as like top end removal if we have to. But I'd rather have like a Silent Dart. So I'm skipping through a lot of those packs just because I haven't been like massively impressed with the depth of the cards. So there isn't really anything that I was like, oh, let's just make sure we've got it. Yeah, so, you know, we're looking at what are we probably could just do with something else higher end. We're going to draw some cards. We could make it larger with Rousing Reed. I'm not mad about how our deck's looking at the moment. I feel like potentially 3 mana is kind of where we could do with packing out a little bit more. Got a whole other pack and we're almost there, you know? So I say we're almost there. We have got 3 lands, so we probably need about 6 more. I mean, we could chuck a Spine Megalodon in. It doesn't offend me. We are very creature heavy, which again I've not really got a problem with. Yeah, whether the Wall of Runes will go in there, I don't know. It's a very stally kind of card. We're not playing these cards, so here we go. Right, where are we now? Well. So when it becomes untapped, you can pay 2 and draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. You can discard a card and it can't be blocked. And it's a spirit. I love Seasoned Hollowblade. But I feel like could Ghostly Pilferer be better? Or is it just such a slam? I feel like, have we shut off blue enough that that's not going to come back? So that's a bit of card draw. And that's just an absolute animal. Well, there you go. It just took it. That's awkward. I don't dislike Siege Striker. I feel like Gale Swooper, if we really look at it. I mean, obviously we're just missing looking over these things. We haven't really got any doubles for Chrome Replicator. If we think about Gale Swooper, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have got 5 cards that don't have flying, so it's probably the right direction to go. We're probably going to take Gale Swooper. That's just such a good card. I want to know what people are taking from a pack like this. When you've got a Grasp of Darkness, the Anthem's okay. They've taken 1 uncommon. Like, what else was around that you're taking? I mean, Feat of Resistance is just such a good card that we can't really not take it. Okay, so now we've got a couple of options. We've got this whenever you gain life situation, which we're not really a life gaining deck. We've got this Anointed Chorister, and I feel like 2 Anointed Choristers isn't a bad thing. You know, we are set on 3 lands, so we do need a few more cards, a few more playables. I don't mind a Reader Tides, but I just potentially means we're just going to cut. Okay. That's an interesting card. I've not seen it played yet. So I don't really know what its effect is, but Rousing Reed's just really strong, and I don't mind having 2 of them, especially with 2 Anointed Choristers. It just feels like a very strong supporting spell. Again, am I in the situation where I'm taking 2 Selfless Saviors and potentially cutting a dart? Yeah, I think I am. Another Feat of Resistance? I mean, yeah, absolutely. At this point, we'll probably just get rid of the Secure the Scene. We can always throw 1 or 2 back in if we need to. Yeah, we can definitely run 16 lands. The only thing with this volume of tap lands is whether or not... I don't think this matters. I'm gonna put an opt in, but I don't know if I'll play it. What is that doing there? Oh, I mean, unbelievable. Again, I don't think we're gonna play. We've possibly got too many early drops. That doesn't matter. I mean, I'll take the temple. You know, the rare that was... Oh, wow. Oh, man. We definitely shut blue off completely. So. I mean... Let me just be sure here. So that's 13, 14, 15, 16 lands. 9 white, 9 blue. Question is, do we go top out with a Megalodon? Why can't I just put it in there? Thank you. So how do we feel about this then? I mean, we're very good creature heavy. We're higher white than we are blue, but we do have this double blue top end. Bit of life gain, bit of scrying. I'll be honest with you, I really quite like this this deck. We are light on removal. You know, we're kind of getting rid of top end. Feat of Resistance sort of becomes a little bit removal-y. We're kind of a bit more countery. We might struggle in that regard. We are a bit life gainy though. Okay. So, I mean, with Flyers, for sure. I think that's where we are, guys. I think this is just where we are. Buckle up. It's gaming time. Yeah, that's the lamest thing I've ever said. So what's the predictions then before we get into it? Obviously, if it's a 7-0, the hype you should be feeling is real. I will definitely put it in the title, so spoilers. But what do we reckon? This stage, this deck, ugh. I'd be happy with 5 wins. That would be like, I'd be like, yeah, okay, we've got another decent deck here. A lot of the time, the deck is better than I play it, so I don't know if this is like too loud, so I'll turn you down a little bit, but okay, so we'll keep that. We can scry out first off. I need to adjust my audio. Okay, so we can Shacklegeist. I think is probably the right answer. So that nothing triggered off that, so they're holding bigger blue-white things. Gives us that Shacklegeist attack. Okay. Okay. So we're double feat of resistance. Okay. So if they tap out before they get Mistral Singer out, then doesn't, you know. So I can never understand whether or not destroy. Am I that bothered? This could be awkward when it stops the destruction. So I'll let them have that. They're holding 2 open. What could that mean? Could mean so many things. Could they have their own feat of resistance? You may ask. Okay, so I'm thinking we attack with the Pegasus. We Lofty Denial and we hold open feat of resistance. Depending on what they do. Okay. So this should... Yep, okay. And we've still got a Lofty Denial for if they want to play anything now. I'm happy to just peck away at them with for 4. They've obviously got something that they're looking at. Probably another one of those... I'm gonna play that because if next turn we get another land, then I've got. I can then hold it. I can then play Gale Sweeper and hold open 1. I could have done with more happening, but okay. So we can Watchdog. So I'm happy to do that because either they attack and I block. Either they attack and they leave themselves open, but next turn we're going to Gale Sweeper the Watchdog up anyway, which will give us an attack for 6. But we don't have the Feat of Resistance open right now, so if they wanted to destroy the Shacklegeist, then so be it. Okay, so that's fine. We've still got that Feat of Resistance for later. So I think if we Sky Scanner... Okay. I think we force... a trade. So I'm happy with that. Get 3 more damage in. They're going to want to spend all their mana on spells to buff those 2 things up. They can't afford. It's just grown the Shacklegeist more. So they have to attack, which I'll happily sacrifice the Sky Scanner to. Because I've got... I mean, I'll just take that. They've got no mana open, so... I'm happy with lethal next turn with the Gale Sweeper, I think. I say with lethal, but they decide to take lethal. Okay. Okay, so don't dislike the way this is playing in the first game. Jury's out as to whether or not this will be sustainable. We'll just have to see. Let's go again. Obviously, you'll also notice I'm not in green screen mode. So let me know if that was mega irritating, or if the 6 of you that watch this actually care. Scooby-Doo RS. Ooh, look at this now. I like this. Is this fella's or this person's background? I think that's really cool. Really, have I lost connection? I mean, I shouldn't have done. No. I mean, it's not ideal, but we've got some stuff to do, so... Takes 5 mana to boost the chorister up. It's funky music as well. Yeah, so we're all good. I just glitched out a little bit. Okay, so we've got somebody playing blue. Blue black. Okay, so that's traditionally the reanimator. Choosing to do nothing. Well, you know what? We're not in a hurry. So we'll just hit you for 1 and we'll get 1. I'd rather hold the feet of a resistance open. So, the question is, we don't have a favourable anything at this point. Do we just start getting the flyers out? Okay, so we're laying that out because they're all going to be about these zombies. I like Liliana's devotee, really good. Like, I'm happy to take 2. Okay, so we're in a position where we attack, they block, we feat of resistance, or we wingmare, you know what we're going to do, we've still got the sacrifice self the saviour option. They didn't benefit from that loss. We gained 2 life. I feel like we're in the profit here with only 3 lands. We've got something to do next turn if we need to. Yeah, okay. So I think the best thing to do is to literally swoop the chorister. Now it does give them it doesn't give them anything because they did that on my turn, so they don't get a benefit from that. Yeah, so like holding the Lofty Denial open, like my life depends on it. Oh, that's so irritating. Like, I'll just keep the Lofty Denial open for whatever it is they're about to do. They've got so many mana, though. Okay, fine. I'll just sit and refill my hand, hold the Lofty Denial open, wait for them to play a big threat. them by them attacking. There it is. Gains us life back. I've got 2 threats in the air. That should be that. There it is. Okay. So, yeah. I think we're okay. Again, I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to say that this is the greatest deck that anyone has ever built, but it's hard to interact with flyers in a draft format. There is reach, especially if in green, and there is some like removal in green and red. Again, like, this is great. I've got no issue with this start. I like the early chorister because it just gives me something. Although a turn 2 Lofty Denial is great, it's unlikely, you know, that yes, they could play something and then play a 3 mana and I'd feel like a bit of a boob, but all they need to do is play something that's 2 mana and it would have been a complete waste of my time. Alright, I could have stopped that, but what's that even doing anyway? So you know what? I am going to literally just gain the life. And then we're going to do this. So that's going to make them casting spells a little bit harder. And then my next turn... Okay, cool. It's going to cost them a bit more to do things. Okay, so I'm happy to do that. Gain a bit of life. So now we hold open Lofty Denial. We can kind of just do that for a couple of turns. And Feat of Resistance if need be. So they're going to want to get a flyer out. But they probably in a similar colour situation to us, but just haven't got blue, which would be a pain. So we could deny that. I feel like it's probably a funny thing to do. Use 3 mana in order to deny their 1 mana. I think they didn't read it properly. And they've just wasted a mana for some reason. Unless they're going to play an artifact. Quite possibly they're just a little bit inexperienced. So, yeah, we're just going to... We're just going to do the same thing again. You know, I just don't think we need that. Okay. Playing Rousing Reed. I could play it on the Chorister, but I feel like I'd rather have a 3/3 Vigilant I think they're reading the cards because I think that they're probably not used to the cards. What am I going to discard? Speeds the clock up a little bit. We don't hold the Lofty Denial open, but I'd rather get to the point where they need to draw an answer quicker. In the minute that we see a blue mana or another colour mana land, red, okay. I don't feel too bad about red mana being out. I'm not sure what they're doing with red-white. Look at these little guys. Okay, Gagamaster's cool. So I think we will so options we have now are attack, feat of resistance, whatever it is that they block with, killing the Gaga. Okay. So we're now in a position where we can hold open the Lofty Denial if we think that they're going to have something big and scary. We can hold open the feat of resistance if they attack. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind just doing that for the rest of the game if that's what they want to do. So they can tap something. That's fine. I'd rather have the Wingmere defensively to sort the Angel out, sort the Gagamaster out. The Chorister can sort the Enforcer out if I need it to. It can grow to be a 4/4. I think we'll just deny that. It does mean that they can now attack, but it should mean just the one aerial attack. I want to get rid of that Celestial Enforcer, but I don't want to get rid of it that bad. Okay, tapping itself is fine because now it can't tap me down. If they don't block, I win. Yeah. So they can't now use that ability because they don't have a creature that flies. We've got some aerial presence, which is good. We've got just a decent blocker who, yeah, isn't going to stop those two, but we're still at a decent life total. Next turn we just start enhancing the chorister, which is fine. I feel like this was going to be an aggro. Okay, so what we're looking at now is quite a bit of damage, so we'll just block. Just block there just to ease that blow a little bit. Okay, so that's good. Pretty close, but good. Up into that top silver bracket. Soon we shall be gold. Okay. How do I think? So far we've played basically just mirrors. And we've just had a little bit better luck or deck building or playability, probably the luck element more than anything. I fear a really aggro, like if that had been the proper white-red aggro, then I think we would have struggled. I think we've just got a lot we can do. We can get some threats out in a sort of tempo format, get the threats out, and then control the game behind it, rather than necessarily sort of like controlling and then putting a big threat out later. Zaddy! Exclamation mark. No need to shout. I mean, we haven't seen Hollow Blade yet, so I feel like, have we actually had the first turn ever? This is unusual. Like, that is absolutely fine. So, like, I almost feel like we want to just... I wonder whether or not I should be playing some threats, or if I just want to keep cards in my hand. Okay. Interesting. Like, I'm happy to just... use the Seasoned Hollow Blade as a bit of a defensive... I'll sacrifice a... Okay, so we're in that feat resistance set stage. So we can bounce the Ghost Light next turn if we need to. Okay. We might not even want to bounce it, you know. We might just want to let it get a bit bigger. Because we can just feat resistance. This is a bit more like it, I think. Yeah, so that's sorted that problem out. So that's annoying because that thing's going to get in the way. Okay, they've got some flyers too. This is stopping everything from happening. But I think next turn... Yeah, this is where now they're just playing threats like there's no tomorrow. That's a pretty impressive volume of bad things. So okay. So what are we looking at doing here? Because we can tide skimmer. If we then attack, yeah, okay, so I attack there just because, crikey Mikey, they're drawing lots of cards, they're putting lots of lands out, that's their strategy. Okay. I mean, they are just going to deck themselves. So we go here. Okay. I see what they've done there. And what's she doing?
I'm looking for new minions. Care to volunteer?
That's annoying. Okay, so she's gonna make you. They're gonna make you discard a card. Anything that draws them cards is fine by me. But I think we'll get rid of that one. Okay. Any tricks they've got. I mean, I don't know if you even can win at this point. I could just do with milling them by one. mill by one. How do I do mill by one? I mean, there just isn't, is there? I'm not fully sure if they attack with the Larcenist, the Side Skimmers, etc. that... They just decked themselves. Did they know that happened? Was that just like a joke? I think that they must know that they were going to deck themselves. There's just no way I win that game. I mean, again, just like a great opening hand. I'm more than keeping. Like, why wouldn't I keep it? Who knows? I might even draw like a 1-mana dog or chorister, what you want to call it. Unbelievable. Oh, right. Yeah, alright, you play the dog. See if I care. Now it's going to hit me for 1, isn't it? That was really nice of you. Thank you. Okay. That's a lot of effort for 1 damage. So, they obviously don't have any mana. This little guy blocks everything. Oh, okay. That's a combination. They're obviously just going to probably flash that in. Not that it makes a difference. I think I am going to risk it for a biscuit. Tide Skimmer next turn. Let them have a go. If they play anything big, we can Legion's Judgment it. Or, by then, we'll have... If they don't do anything, we'll then have the Lofty Denial open. Okay, so now they're putting down something that next turn they can tap for a lot. So you know what? Still going to follow the plan. I'm going to keep that island as my sacrifice island. So they've got 6 mana open right now. That is absolutely fine. Again, absolutely fine. Nothing in the air. Which means we hold the Hollow Blade back. So that went just as planned. What we now do... So, what we've now got open is both the Legion's Judgment and the Lofty Denial. They can pay for. Okay, so we'll get rid of that thing. Okay, well that's kind of bailed me out a little bit. Okay. So next turn we've got good block here. This thing's just going to keep growing. So we'll just have to block it with everything. So now they can't pay it. I mean, they can drop that. So, right, I am... just the wife entering the equation. Give me a little wave, bless her. Okay, so we don't have industry, so that's just going to be blocked by that, which is fine. If we send these both in, whenever it gets a +1/+1. Yeah, okay. So as long as they don't get trample. Okay. We're just better off having everything at this stage with only 3 left. So 3/3 that's going to go to a 4/4, but they then will lose the Containment Priest. Yep, that's fair enough. Gaining the life is just most important. Okay, well, let's see what they want to do then. Because it's going to involve some chumping and some... They need to swing it all, really. Yeah. Okay, so... Well, that's annoying. I don't think we can win now. They might as well wait a turn. Okay. I mean, again, I don't think there's any way I can actually win this game now. How annoying. I mean, green-white counters, though. What are you supposed to do? Good. It's good, if not the best. Okay. 4 and 1, though. We're going to take 4 and 1 so far. If I go 4-3, I'm going to be bitterly disappointed. So, let's hope we have a 5-1, 5-3, 6-6 would be incredible. I mean, I said 5 I'd be really happy with. Consciously, I was just probably silent for most of that. Like, you must get to see right up there. The old hooter. This is where we get like, oh look, what a surprise. We're playing against gold. I mean, we'll keep it. We'll keep everything. We've got 4 lands, more than enough. We've got something to do early on. You know, we can gain a bit of life turn 2 if need be. We're going to stop something big that they've got. There's not a huge amount of like super big popular stuff. I think I'd rather scry. We've got two of those, and I'm not bothered by it. Next turn we go probably. We'll let them attack into us. We get the untap, Legion's Judgment. Problem with Legion's Judgment is you can't use it when they're boosting themselves up. Okay, so that's great. That's great. All these lands are nice. I mean, next turn we do have the Anointed Chorister, which when that starts ticking off is a real pain in the backside. Yeah, that's fine. Attack with both Mistral Singers. No? Okay, great. Okay, so if they double block, then I'll take out the Mistral Singer. Then I'll take them both out. Okay, so the question here is, do I just let it fly? Fair enough. And there's their chorister. And why wouldn't they do anything? Like, I'm aware that they can just do what I'm doing right now back at me, but... Let's see what response they have. So... if they were smart, they would just attack with everything, buff the chorister. Sublime Epiphany is great. It's a great card. They're very tentative. You know, like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you buff the chorister? What are they holding on to back there? I just don't think that adds as much value. Oh, it's a sorcery, so that's fine. Yeah, so, you know, we're drawing cards, we're doing what we're doing. I'm still on a better life total. I can block a Mistral Singer and let it get bigger. Okay, so it's a very similar sort of style deck, but they seem to have had, like, this is a good pool of cards. I mean, I didn't get any Mistral Singers, no Basri's Acolytes came to me. I passed the Valorous Steed because it is what it is, but... I knew we lost that first game, and I was like, that's it. Here we go. Another gold player. We can get rid of the Steed, so that's fine. I've got one card in hand. Why wouldn't you buff your chorister? Okay, so this makes things interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at attacks. Is it better to just hold that back in defense? So we've got a Lofty Denial. But they do have 8 lands. So they need to cast something worth 5. Or it's not going to be worth it. Such a shame. It means they can't buff anything up there though. Oh, okay. What do we get rid of? We're not going to Lofty Denial that. So they can double block. Which should make me nervous. Like, that's fine. I could have kept the Lofty Denial for whatever this is, because this, inevitably they'd have played one, then played the other. And we could have countered one of them. Probably would have been a better play than playing Vryn. Because I could have stopped that dub. Oh, that's a misplay. That is a misplay. It's got first strike. Okay. I mean, if it takes 2 of them to block that. That life gain is real. Oh, crikey Mikey. Oh, the Lofty Denial doesn't even do anything. That is so irritating when you're like right close to it. So let's just think here. They're going to want to keep all their flyers. They've got nothing in the bag. I'm not quite there. So they... Ooh. So we could do them laying down some big threat of 5 mana. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, now. This is not going to go well for them. That is not what they wanted to see. Oh. Oh. Next turn we draw. We can double pump the Chorister. Oh. That is filthy. Look at that. Oh. Oh. They've just got to give it, haven't they? What do you pull out from your graveyard that will help you now? Return target creature. They don't have the mana. It's a nightmare. They don't have the blockers. They can't block the Ghost Light. They have to block with that in order to get... Now they're going to play Sublime Epiphany, and I'm going to Lofty Denial it. Oh, oh, oh! I think they just knew. There it is. There it is, everyone. Oh, it's a mega win success here. That was, some of these games have been hard going. We're at that 5-1 position that I don't think we've been at. We could push into 6. And it's only the Water Flea in the way. More importantly, we win another game. I mean, we'll keep this. And we benefit from the old... ooh, nice. Gold tier. Alright, you can have your Arsonist. So, it is more beneficial for us to have a Seasoned Hollow Blade. Because we can block the Arsonist and it'll just have to deal me 1 damage. Might not even block the Arsonist. So protection from Planeswalkers, yeah, okay. Oh, now. I think we just do this, you know. Perfect. Because now what we're going to do... We're just going to race them. We're just going to race them and see how they get on. They can send that in if they must. If they've got a trick, they can do a trick. That's fine. Rather they used it to kill an Alpine Watchdog. Now we've got a lofty denial for whatever they play. So the question is, have we been too greedy? Because there is an argument to say yes. But if they don't have something good, then we should win this game. I mean, a shock or anything like that would do it. When I say we should win this game, we're not going to win this game. Unbelievable. He absolutely whiffed. I threw it with greed and stupidity, and I deserve to lose that mark. I think it is raining outside. Well, I don't deserve 6 or 7 wins because I thought I was invincible. And you know what, kids? A lesson for you. Stay humble, even when you're winning. Because you'll end up throwing a game with your foolishness. Gosh. Duh. But it's still hope. Still hope. If I just control myself, there's still hope. Let's all just remember that. There is always hope. I mean, there's no opposition. We'll wait for 45 seconds. Here we go. This is it. This is the one. Do we finish on another 5-3? Or have we already played Tezza D? We're going to keep it. It's not ideal. We are going to keep that on top, which is risky, but That is a great card for this deck. Well, that's a kick in the pants, isn't it? I mean, that is the card I was talking about. Swift Response. Okay, well, such is life. If they Lofty Denial. I mean, this is great. This deck that they're playing. I've got a lot of time for it. It's just like, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. What was that thing you wanted to do? No, you can't do that. Like, I find it interesting that they chose to destroy rather than do it to like that. The game's far from over. Now the question is, if they have literally one spell, why did I attack? What am I playing at? I mean, this is genuinely unbelievable. Like, what game am I playing? I cannot believe it. That I can be so stupid all the time. You guys just have to watch it. You imagine, like, being this stupid. Right, well, this deck was way better than a 5-3. I hope you feel the same sense of loss that I do. I think we were like 4-0, 5-0, and then we just, yeah, 4-0, and then we went 5-1 into 5-3. We should have won both those last two games. The sorrow. It is deep. Well, we got our money back, which is great, which is what it's all about. We had some fun. Drafted a funky blue-white Flyers deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you. We've smashed through the 260 subs mark now, which is incredible. More reviews will be on their way. It just takes some time to get the stuff and make sure we're happy with it, and etc. etc. If there's other videos you want to see, I mean, I've not done an Amonkhet game, so maybe I should have a little look into that. but I'm enjoying core set 21, however much my face might not say that right now. Either way, thank you guys for watching. You watched all the way to this point. What's it been like? Nearly an hour and 45 nearly? You're an absolute hero. So thank you very much. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.